Have you ever wondered why a man can care about you, enjoy your presence, feel connected to you, yet still hold back from fully loving you? Why he hesitates at the exact moment when everything seems perfect? Most women think it's confusion, lack of interest, or emotional immaturity, but the truth is far deeper. And once you understand it, you'll see the male heart in a completely new way. You might think men fall in love because you are beautiful, because your looks pull them in, or because you appear more attractive than the next woman. But that idea is only a small, surface-level part of the truth, and honestly, it is usually wrong. You may also believe that men fall in love because you are kind, gentle, caring, and because you try your best to give him everything he says he needs. You try to be supportive, you try to be present, and you try to show him that you are the type of woman who understands him. But again, that is not the real reason a man's heart opens. Here is the truth most women never hear. Men do not fall in love because of what you give them. They fall in love because of what they feel inside themselves when they are with you. And the feeling they fall for is not created by the usual things people keep repeating. It comes from something much deeper, something emotional, something almost invisible unless you pay close attention. There are 3 things every man needs before he can truly fall in love. 3 emotional switches that must flip inside his mind. 3 psychological triggers that decide whether you will be someone he likes or someone he cannot let go of. If even one of these is missing, he may enjoy being around you. He might like you a lot. He might even stay with you for a while, but he will not fall for you in that deep, powerful way you are hoping for. And the last one, the one almost no one talks about, is the one most women misunderstand completely. It is the one that changes everything once you know how it works. So stay with me, because what you are about to hear will turn everything you thought you understood about men upside down. It will make you see patterns in your relationships that you never noticed before. Think about it. Have you ever been with a man who seemed perfect in the beginning? He texted you quickly. He made plans. He said all the right things. He gave you attention, affection, and hope. And you found yourself thinking, this is it. He is falling for me. He finally sees my value. But then, out of nowhere, he started changing. He pulled back. He became distant. He slowed down the effort he once showed so easily. His messages became shorter or less frequent. His energy shifted. And suddenly, you were left wondering, what happened? What did I do wrong? Why did he stop trying when everything seemed so good? The truth is that it usually is not something you did wrong. It is simply that one of his core emotional needs was not being met. Love, for men, is not only about chemistry or physical attraction. It is not even about compatibility alone. For a man, love is deeply connected to the emotional atmosphere he feels when he is around you. It is about how you trigger certain inner responses that make him feel respected, wanted, challenged, inspired, and safe enough to open up. These are feelings he cannot create on his own. They only appear when the right woman brings them out of him, often without even realizing she is doing it. In this video or message, I'm going to share the 3 things men secretly require before their hearts can attach. And today we begin with the most misunderstood one. This first need determines whether he sees you as someone he simply enjoys or as someone he cannot lose. This is the need that drives his motivation, his effort, and his desire to invest in you consistently. It is the need that makes him want you, pursue you, and hold on to you like you are the one woman who stands out from everyone else in his world. The first need is simple, but powerful. A man needs to chase something he believes is worth keeping. Let's be honest for a moment. Men are hunters by nature, not in an old-fashioned primitive way, but emotionally and psychologically. They are wired to put value on the things they work for, the things they pursue, and the things they feel they earn through their actions. This doesn't mean you have to play games. It doesn't mean you act cold, pretend to be busy, or manipulate him with artificial distance. That is the mistake many people make when they misunderstand this idea. What it really means is that a man falls deeper in love when he feels he is earning your time, your respect, and your affection. When your love feels meaningful, not automatic. When you are warm, but not too available. When you are kind, but not someone who loses herself just to keep him. A man values what he believes is rare. And rarity is not about your looks or your style. It is about your behavior. It is about the calm confidence you carry. It is about how you hold your boundaries while still being soft. It is about how you are present with him, but still connected to your life, your goals, and your self-respect. When he feels he is moving towards something valuable, he invests more. When he feels you are giving everything too quickly, before he has even shown consistency, his emotional instinct tells him there is nothing to work for. Not because he doesn't like you, but because his deeper instincts did not get activated. This is why a man can enjoy your company, admire your kindness, be attracted to your beauty, and still not fall in love. Because love requires effort. Effort creates value, and value creates attachment. When a man feels he is contributing to the connection, when he feels he is showing up, when he feels he is choosing you, not just receiving you, his heart naturally opens. He begins to see you as part of his life, not just someone in his life. And that shift is everything. When you understand this, you stop overgiving. You stop chasing him emotionally. You stop trying to prove your worth. Instead, you allow the space where he can come toward you. You allow him to show you his intentions. You allow him to invest in the connection so his heart can experience the satisfaction and pride of earning something meaningful. And that, more than anything else, is what makes him fall in love in a real, lasting, powerful way. Think about it for a moment. When something arrives too easily, when it is simply waiting there without any effort, does a person truly value it? Or does it slowly slip into the background where it becomes almost invisible? The same thing happens in relationships. When a man feels he must rise to the moment, show his intentions, and actually put in effort for a woman he respects, admires, and feels something real for, something shifts inside him. A quiet but powerful emotional process begins. He connects with her. He invests energy into her. He starts to treasure her in a way he does not treasure anyone else. And that investment, that feeling of working for the connection, builds an attachment he cannot easily walk away from. In real life, this looks very simple but very rare. It means you have boundaries, not walls, but healthy limits. You do not say yes to everything just because you like him or because you fear losing him. You do not drop your entire schedule the moment he asks for your attention. You still keep your own life running. Your joy does not depend on him showing up perfectly. You have your own friends, your own interests, your own path. You are able to care about him without making him the center of your world. When he sees this, he feels drawn toward you because your independence signals emotional strength. You make him earn emotional closeness, not through games, but through patience and self-respect. You don't give all your vulnerability in the first few days or weeks. You don't pour your whole heart into someone who has not yet proven consistency. Instead, you give a little, observe, then give a little more. This is not manipulation. It is maturity. You let him show that he is worthy of being trusted with the deeper parts of you. You let him show that he is capable of effort, consistency, and responsibility. This is how real bonds form. When you do this, you are not pretending to be hard to get. You are simply showing that you genuinely are not someone who hands herself over without thought. You are showing that your heart is valuable, and valuable things are never given freely to anyone who just asks. This is exactly the kind of challenge men crave. Not stress, not confusion, but a meaningful challenge that activates something inside them. It makes them feel alive. It makes them lean in instead of pulling back. It makes them chase not because of pressure, but because the connection feels exciting and rewarding. And here is the secret most women never hear. A man values what he works for. Not because he is shallow or selfish, but because emotional effort creates emotional attachment. When he invests time, energy, and thought into you, his feelings deepen. The more he invests, the more he cares. The more he cares, the more connected he becomes. And the deeper he feels, the harder it becomes for him to imagine life without you. This is simply how human psychology works. Effort shapes emotion. Now, this doesn't mean you should withhold affection, hide your feelings, or pretend you are uninterested. You do not have to act cold or distant. It is not about pretending you don't like him. It is about creating a dynamic where he feels like the journey of winning your heart is ongoing, alive, and meaningful. It is not a one-time achievement, but a continuous experience that makes him show up again and again. When he feels the connection requires presence, not perfection, he puts in real effort. Imagine love as a fire. If you pour too much gasoline all at once, the flame rises quickly but dies just as fast. But if you feed the fire steadily, letting it grow naturally, it becomes stronger, warmer, and more stable over time. That is how emotional connection works. When you give too much too soon, the excitement burns out. When you give at a healthy, steady pace, the feelings grow slowly and deeply, and they last much longer. So, how do you create this balance in a natural way? You stay warm, but you do not make yourself too available. You show interest, but you allow a little bit of mystery to remain. You let him feel your presence, but you also allow space now and then, not as a test, but as part of your real life. You don't suffocate the connection, and you don't cling. You let him come toward you. You respond with warmth, not desperation. And when he leaves or pulls back briefly, you don't chase. You give him the room to miss you and then let him return on his own. This gentle balance makes him feel that he is constantly earning your heart in small but meaningful ways. It makes him feel proud of his effort. It makes him feel chosen each time you respond. And that feeling keeps his attraction alive, keeps his respect growing, and keeps his emotions deepening. When a man feels he is actively participating in building the connection, his feelings do not fade. They become stronger, steadier, and far more powerful than anything that comes too easily. Here's the beautiful part of all this. When a man finally feels that he has truly earned you, not in a competitive way, but in a genuine emotional way, something changes inside him. He doesn't just fall in love, he stays in love. He doesn't see you as just another woman he likes or someone he happens to be dating. He begins to see you as the woman he respects, the woman he values on a deeper level, the woman he would never want to risk losing. Because when he feels like his effort mattered, when he feels he showed up for you and you responded with warmth, his attachment becomes stronger and more meaningful. This is why the first thing a man needs before he can fall in love is something to pursue, something he believes is truly worth keeping. But this is only one part of the larger picture. Even if he is chasing you, even if he values the connection and feels invested, there are still two other emotional triggers he needs. Without them, he may like you, but he won't fully open his heart. And the next one is so powerful that it can decide whether he sees you as someone temporary or someone permanent. Stay with me, because what comes next often changes the way women understand men forever. The second emotional need is simple but extremely important. He needs to feel admired, not controlled. This is one of the biggest turning points in how a man experiences love. A man cannot fall deeply for a woman who makes him feel trapped micromanaged, judged, or constantly corrected. Love does not grow in an environment where he feels like he is always being told what to do or who to be. Men naturally seek freedom and respect. These are emotional needs as important to them as affection and attention are to women. When a man senses that a woman is trying to control him, even in small, subtle ways, he slowly starts pulling away. Not because he doesn't care, but because his instinct tells him something is off. Here's the real truth. Men fall in love with the woman who makes them feel like the best version of themselves. They fall for the woman who sees their potential and appreciates their effort. They fall for the woman who inspires them, not the woman who tries to fix them, correct them, or constantly point out what they should improve. Admiration is like emotional oxygen for a man. It's a quiet but powerful language he understands deeply, even though he rarely asks for it. To him, admiration is not just a compliment. It is a form of emotional acceptance. Think about it. When was the last time you told a man something like, "I'm proud of you," or "I really admire how dedicated you are," or even, "I love how you always protect the people you care about"? These words go far deeper in his heart than a simple, "I love you." Not because love means less, but because men often hear "I love you" the way people hear a routine greeting. It can become familiar, but admiration? That hits a different part of him. Admiration feels earned. It tells him you see the effort behind what he does, not just the result. It tells him you notice the character behind his actions. It tells him you respect who he is, not who you want him to become. Here's a small secret many women never learn. Most men would rather feel respected without love than loved without respect. That is how deeply wired this need is in his psychology. Respect, for him, is emotional safety. Admiration makes him feel appreciated instead of judged. When he feels admired, he naturally becomes more open, more loyal, and more willing to give his heart. It makes him feel like he is with someone who stands beside him, not above him. So how do you show admiration in a real and natural way? It doesn't take big speeches or dramatic moments. Start with noticing his efforts, not just the final outcome. Appreciate the way he tries, not only the times he succeeds. Notice his character, his courage, his loyalty, his discipline, his drive, his kindness. Point out qualities that show who he is deep down. A man who feels admired becomes more confident, more connected, and more certain about the woman standing beside him. When he feels that you see the best in him, he wants to give you the best of himself. Speak to his strengths, even in the small, everyday moments. It doesn't have to be dramatic or poetic. It can be as simple as saying, "I love how focused you are," or "You always stay calm when things get difficult." These tiny acknowledgments go straight into the parts of him he rarely shows anyone. And when you do this consistently, something almost magical begins to happen. He feels safe with you. He feels understood instead of judged. He feels like you are his biggest supporter, not his harshest critic. A man who feels respected and admired doesn't just relax, he opens. His emotional walls, the ones he built over years of being told to be strong and silent, begin to fall. That's when love starts flowing naturally. Now we reach the final and most misunderstood thing he needs before he can truly fall in love. And this one goes completely against what most people think about men. For a man to love deeply, he needs to feel safe enough to be weak. Men spend their entire lives being conditioned to act strong, to stay tough, to hide their emotions. They are taught that showing fear or sadness makes them less of a man. They grow up hearing things like, "Man up, don't cry, handle it, and be strong." So they learn to bury everything inside. Fears, doubts, insecurities, painful memories, heartbreak, confusion, everything. But deep inside, every man has soft places he rarely reveals. He has wounds from the past, fears about the future, and emotions he never got permission to express. The woman who can make him feel safe enough to share these hidden parts is the woman who reaches a place in his heart no one else ever touches. Because here's the truth most people never understand. He is not afraid of loving you. He is afraid of being vulnerable and getting hurt. He fears opening up only to be judged. He fears showing weakness and being seen as less. He fears revealing his heart and losing someone who matters. If you give him a space where he can drop his guard, even for a moment, he will feel something incredibly rare. If you let him speak without interrupting, cry without feeling embarrassed, or admit fears without you laughing or minimizing them, you create a bond that is almost unbreakable. You don't have to solve all his problems. You don't have to offer perfect advice. You don't have to fix the things he struggles with. All you need is to be there, to listen, to hold space, to show him that being human doesn't make him weak. When you offer that kind of emotional safety, he doesn't just like you, he trusts you. And when a man trusts you with the parts of himself he hides from the world, that's when love becomes deep, real, and lasting. This is where love shifts from something light and playful to something meaningful. When a man feels safe enough to be weak beside you, he stops pretending and starts connecting. He stops performing and starts being himself. That intimacy is something he can't find with just anyone, and once he experiences it with you, he won't want to lose it. It becomes a bond that anchors him to the relationship. So let's connect everything together and reveal why these 3 emotional triggers unlock a man's heart. First, he needs to chase something worth keeping, because effort creates emotional value, and emotional value creates attachment. When he works for your love, when he invests in you, his heart grows closer because he feels proud of the connection he is building. Second, he needs to feel admired, not controlled, because admiration feeds his spirit and makes him feel like the best version of himself. It gives him confidence, purpose, and a sense of being seen. And admiration makes him want to invest in the relationship, not just today, but for the long term. And finally, he needs a safe place to be vulnerable, because without emotional safety, no amount of attraction or effort can create real love. When he feels safe enough to show weakness, he forms the deepest bond possible with you. This combination, something worth chasing, admiration that strengthens him, and safety that lets him open, is what turns simple attraction into real, lasting love. 3, he needs to feel safe enough to be weak. Because without vulnerability, love cannot grow. It might look like affection, it might look like chemistry, it might even look exciting for a while. But real love, the kind that lasts, only happens when a man feels safe enough to show the soft parts of himself. These 3 emotional needs are not tricks. They are not strategies to manipulate him or psychological games to make him fall for you. They are simply the emotional keys that unlock the deeper parts of a man's heart, the parts most people never get to see. When these needs are met, something powerful begins to happen inside him. He doesn't just fall in love temporarily. He falls into a love that is strong, grounded, and long-lasting. Most women put all their energy into saying the perfect words, sending the right messages, or doing everything they think a man wants. They focus on actions, gestures, and trying to impress him. But the truth is, real love isn't created by perfect behavior. It's created by how he feels inside himself when he is around you. When you meet these emotional needs, you stop performing and start connecting. You stop worrying about being perfect and start creating an emotional experience that stays in his memory. And that feeling, this deep inner experience, is what makes a man look at you and say, "She's the one." Now you know the 3 things a man needs before he can truly fall in love. He needs something meaningful to chase so he feels invested. He needs admiration so his spirit feels supported instead of controlled. And he needs emotional safety so he can open up without fear. When you give him these three things, you create a type of love that doesn't fade quickly or fall apart easily. You create a bond that grows stronger over time, not weaker. When these needs are met, he doesn't just care about you, he commits emotionally. He doesn't just enjoy your presence, he chooses you again and again. But here's the twist that most people never talk about. Falling in love is only the beginning of the journey. Getting his heart is one thing, but keeping his heart, keeping the connection alive, passionate and emotionally rich, that's a completely different game. Love can start quickly, but lasting love requires a deeper understanding of how men stay emotionally connected. And if you truly want a relationship that doesn't fade, if you want to be the woman he stays obsessed with long after he has fallen, there is one more thing you need to know. But here's the twist that almost no one talks about, the part that surprises people the most once they understand it. Falling in love is only the opening chapter, not the whole story. Getting a man to fall for you is actually the easier part. It's beautiful, it's exciting, it feels magical, but it's still just the beginning of the emotional journey. What truly matters is what comes after, the part where love has to be protected, nurtured, and strengthened. Anyone can spark attraction, anyone can create excitement for a moment, and anyone can start a relationship. But keeping that love alive, keeping it warm and growing, that requires a deeper kind of understanding. It requires knowing how a man's heart stays open, not just how it opens once. A man may fall for your beauty, your energy, your presence, or your mystery at first, but what keeps him committed is how he feels over time. What keeps him coming back is the emotional experience you create again and again. When a man feels emotionally fed, respected, safe, admired, and understood, he doesn't drift, he doesn't get bored, he doesn't pull away. Instead, he leans in, he invests more. He becomes more loyal, more loving, and more connected than ever. And this part of the relationship, the part where he stays in love and doesn't just fall in love, is something many women never get taught. So when I say there is one more thing you need to know, one thing that keeps a man obsessed, devoted, and emotionally loyal long after he has already fallen, understand that I am talking about the difference between temporary affection and lifelong connection. This next piece I'm going to reveal is what separates relationships that burn out quickly from relationships that stay strong for years. It is the emotional ingredient that keeps his desire alive even after the excitement fades. It keeps him choosing you even when life gets stressful. It keeps him showing up even when he is tired, busy, or distracted. It is what makes him feel like you are still the woman he wants, the woman he respects, and the woman he doesn't ever want to lose. And the truth is, most people never learn this. They focus on getting someone, not keeping someone. They focus on attraction, not emotional depth. They try to hold on through effort and fear instead of understanding and connection. But when you know this final piece, everything changes. You don't have to chase him, question him, or worry about losing him. You don't have to overthink every message or analyze every moment. You create a kind of bond that becomes natural, steady, and effortless because it's built on what he truly needs to remain emotionally attached. So stay tuned, because in my next video I will reveal that one powerful key, the thing that keeps a man deeply attached, endlessly drawn to you, and emotionally locked in long after the early excitement fades. Once you understand how it works, love stops being confusing. It becomes something you can build confidently and keep strong for the long run. Trust me, you do not want to miss this, because it will transform the way you see relationships forever.